If you're tired of all the cold DMs in your LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, and if you're tired of people telling you you have to send cold DMs in order to do business, then I have news for you. You don't. There are other ways to get leads where you have people coming to you. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what some of those strategies are and why inbound lead generation is one of the keys to long-term business sustainability. Hi, my name is Amanda Abea. Welcome to Make Money Your Honey. On this channel, we talk about sales, marketing, systems, and mindset so you can simplify your business and amplify your life. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And I have a free gift for you guys in this video. One of my favorite inbound lead generation strategies I'm going to discuss is referral partners. I get asked a lot of questions about how I got one referral partner to send me 300 leads in one day. So what I did is I created a free guide for you with my 8-step process on how I made that happen, and you can find that in the description below. All right, let's get into it. So let's talk about the difference between outbound lead generation and inbound lead generation. Outbound is when you are pounding the pavement and going out into the marketplace. You're probably sliding into the DMs. You might be cold calling. You might be cold emailing. Now, this is an extremely effective way to get business. I know that a lot of people criticize it. A lot of people don't want to do it. I understand that not wanting to do it because it can get tedious, but a lot of people criticize it, and there's really no reason to, because it's literally been used by businesses since like forever, and it is actually kind of a bulletproof strategy. The problem with outbound lead generation is that it's not leveraged and it's extremely time consuming. Now, I do have a special place in my heart for outbound lead generation and outbound sales because in my first business, I was doing marketing for financial companies. I was writing their blogs, I was writing their content. Sometimes I would get hired as a spokesperson for events. No bank was going to go through an inbound lead generation funnel. It just wasn't going to happen. So there was a lot of pitching involved in that particular business, which is outbound sales. In my second business, where I started training people on how to sell starting in 2017, I had built clout in my first business. I had a name for myself online, but I had a name for myself as a financial expert, not a sales trainer, not a business trainer. So essentially it was almost like starting from zero. So what did that require? Again, it required outbound sales. It required DMs, it required emails, it required text messages. Sometimes it required outbound phone calls. And all of that is fine and dandy. I built 2 businesses doing that. In the sales training business, I was well on my way to 7 figures in 2021 doing that. But the problem was that eventually it became unsustainable. And again, it's not leveraged. So in 2021, I hit like this massive rock bottom. My business was growing at breakneck speed. I was having 6-figure months. I couldn't keep up. My systems were breaking down. My team was breaking down. And I was breaking down because I was working way too damn much. And part of the portion of working too damn much was because I had to do, outbound sales and train my team and try and build systems and do the marketing and be on podcasts and run my own podcast. So I essentially collapsed. And in addition to that, there was a lot of really intense stuff going on in my personal life at that time. For example, my dad was in and out of the hospital for 8 months during that time. So I essentially collapsed, made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, and felt like I had to just get myself together. And I ended up working with a mentor in early 2021. I basically stopped working for a while to get myself back together, which, yes, I lost a lot of money doing that, but I put my health and my mental health first and foremost. I was like, money will figure itself out eventually. I need to take care of me. And I was working with a mentor in that process to kind of help me with rewiring my neural pathways. I was doing a lot of spiritual stuff at the time. And she said this thing that was so amazing that made it all click for me in terms of switching how I generated business. So I was in my feelings about something. I think what was going on was I equated too much of my, self-worth into the success of the business. And I was in a major pivot in life and had to pivot my business at the same time. So I was like making myself feel bad about it. And she was like, hey, your business is not you. Your business is more like a car, right? It exists outside of you. And I was like, oh shit, right? Because I had placed too much emphasis on my productivity and my achievement and my ability to get stuff done. So that's why I was stuck in this like outbound, sales cycle and not being able to get out of doing that and do more, more CEO things or more marketing or more things that I enjoy doing. So that's when this idea of, oh, your business needs to run like an engine came to be. And then over the course of the next 2 years, I would end up creating what we now call the Effortless Sales Engine that my partner and I co-teach that program to our 6-figure clients, and we help our 7-figure clients institute some of these things in their businesses as well. So this engine idea came to me and I was like, I need to build an engine. I need to build something that runs like a machine. So I would spend the next couple of years building the automations in the middle of the machine. And then once the automations were done, then it was like, okay, well, how do I get leads coming to me? How do I get people who want to do business coming to me instead of me having to go out to them? This required a massive shift in mindset. It required a massive shift in how I work. It required a massive shift in how I even looked at my business, but business as a whole. So, I tried Facebook ads and all that stuff, but it was like too much money, right? Being like shelled out, and they weren't as effective as they used to be. Not to say I would never do ads again, right? But at the time, it didn't really make sense for me to be doing that. So that's what happened. And I started thinking, okay, well, what are lead generation strategies I can use where the people are coming to me all the time? And it starts off as a drip, and then it turns into a wave, and then it turns into a tidal wave. And I came up with 2 scenarios, which was, okay, well, I can really go in on YouTube and search engine optimization and SEO and all that stuff. And I knew a bit about SEO because of my first business where I was doing content marketing for banks. And that same mentor who helped me make that connection of like, oh, your business needs to be an engine, had kept mentioning joint venture partners and referral partners. So I went in on the 2, trying to learn it. I literally stopped doing everything else in my business and really just experimented a lot with YouTube and went all in on building a referral partner network to the point where back in 2022, I had like 400 meetings in 4 months with potential referral partners. So in 2023, we do a lot of the experimenting, right? We do a lot of the, let's test this engine, right? And we really stress tested the thing because I was traveling for 6 months. I moved to another country. My life was changing in really big ways. We had to renovate this house. I mean, there was just a lot going on where I could not work 100%. The engine still made us money. And when I looked up the stats for 2023 a couple weeks ago, we noticed something very interesting. About 30% of our business last year came from people who found our work on YouTube. Now, what was even better about it was I did not spend 30% of my time on YouTube last year. I barely spent any time on YouTube last year, again, because of everything that was going on. What happened was my channel started ranking for that search engine optimization, and here came that trickle, and here came those leads. So in 2024, I'm like, all right, double and triple down on YouTube, let's go, because it works and it's already getting traction. The other thing that we realized was another 30-something% came from referral partners. It came from people sending business my way. It came from other businesses sending business our way, because I spent quite a lot of time, about a year, building out a network and really experimenting with referral partners. So I was like, oh, so you're meaning to tell me that in 2023, over 60% of our revenue, and this is still a 6-figure business, over 60% of our revenue came from people who came to us. I didn't have to go out looking for them. I didn't have to get in those DMs. I didn't have to do any of that. And business kept coming to me. And I didn't realize until we ran the numbers what a big deal that actually was. Because now what that tells us is that this effortless sales engine and this machine that we've spent the last couple of years building is working. It's also a massive shift to go from spending half of your time, 50% of your time, right? Outbound selling, outbound DMs, phone calls, text messages, all those things, and generating most of your business that way. Almost 100% of my business was outbound, and it was taking about half my time. To moving to, wait a minute, 30% of my business came inbound, and I used up maybe 5% of my time on this. And also this other 30 something percent came inbound. And once I had met everybody and built the network, well, it really wasn't a whole lot of work on my part to be able to get that business. So what that says is that I went from having to hustle my buns off to make money and get in front of leads and connect with people and do sales, to switching that and realizing that over half of our business last year came from people who came directly to us. And what's cool about that is, from a long-term sustainability standpoint, it's awesome. Because now what I get to do is I get to double and triple down on YouTube because it's already working and building momentum. What that means is I get to optimize the way that we work with referral partners, or I get to go back to our best performing referral partners and do another campaign or do another collaboration. And those two are way more fun and take a lot less effort than doing what I was doing before. Now, it doesn't mean I'll never do outbound sales again. I still send outbound messages or outbound emails, but it's for very specific situations and very specific people I'm trying to get in front of. It's not even really for sales. It's more to build a referral partner network or connect with people on a podcast, because I could take one action and get infinite amount of leads from that one action, rather than the one-to-one action of, let me send 100 DMs a day and maybe 2% of them are going to convert. I'd rather be like, wow, 30% of my business came from YouTube and I spent less than 5% of my time on it. That's what I would prefer. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I've been asked to do more videos and more trainings on both YouTube and referral partners, since we have this data now that we can share. So if that's something that you're interested in, leave it in the comments below. And also make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps us get it in front of more people. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a single video.